If you're to do a small marking list, how many of these are the reasons why ulikata?
For example, mimi.
Or how many are the reasons why ulikata mtu? Out of 10, we can do a random sampling and see. So marking scheme 3, 6, 2, 1. Averagely.
6 out of 10.
Nimesikia 6 out of 10.
Wewe ni 10 over 10 minus nothing.
Kuna 10 out of 10 hapo.
Eda.
8 out of 10.
Eda. None. We are jai reject mtu. None ama 9.
Eda umetu enjoy.
Linda.
10 out of.
Minus nothing.
10 out of 10.
SJ. 6 only. Evans.
3.
Hey, only 3.
3.
Aizo.
10.
Minus nothing. Joy. 8. Na Dorothy. None. Mary ni 10 out of 10.
So, this is now where I would want us to conclude on and just try see how best then can we, based on what we are seeing. One, I don't know if you are realizing, the reason we actually get rejected are things we can actually deal with and avoid. I'm the only one who's kind of picking that up. Why are you being rejected? What happens? You listen, najua ni mrefu. But someone is asking, what are those consequences that we have to deal with when we are rejected? We can randomly share. What have you gone through as a result of you being rejected?
I think it's the same point she has. So it's about low self-esteem.
There is stress and depression.
You had mentioned emotional instability. You have those highs, very lows.
Yes. Anybody else?
Self-denial.
Self-denial. Wouldn't that also be part of the depression bit?
Yes.
Fear. Fear becomes a bigger problem, yes. What are those some of those other side effects of rejection?
Sometimes you take drastic changes as a self-defense mechanism.
Building walls. And at times the walls are built with drastic, unahama yo town, unahama yo kanisa,
Emotional turmoil.
Emotional turmoil.
Almost similar to the instability.
Anyone else? Watu wa media.
I know that list is long. I assure you that list is long. Loneliness. By the way, loneliness is a bad disease. Some of us think loneliness only affects old people. We will talk about it someday. Loneliness.
There's also a positive consequence. You change for the better. If, for example, you realize that you had unrealistic expectations, or the timing was bad, or there's something that you can change physically, maybe you need to work on your communication, you need to work on your confidence. I feel like in the end, after you go through all those things, it usually leads to something, it leads to the betterment of the person being rejected. If kama it was a job interview and I'll be like, okay, where did I go wrong? That question that I was asked and I was like, oh, shoot, sijui answer. You go and you make yourself better. If you've been to interviews before, the first one is usually the hardest, and then the more you go for interviews, the more you get, actually rejection is good. The more you get rejected, the more you get better.
And Mary is raising a very good point. Rejection by itself is not necessarily a bad thing. Ama? Rejection by itself primarily is not necessarily a bad thing. But rejection can lead to now these things we are mentioning. Most of us, when we hear rejection, it's the negative, but it also has some positive. Self-betterment, building of confidence, grooming. Si ukirejectiwa kwa sababu ya shaggy hair, next time una ama ukirejectiwa kwa sababu ya kaushamba kidogo, next time
unachanuka.
Redirection, a positive.
It can be both ways, either positive or negative.
Yes.
You can either be redirect to the good side or kuna wale wamerejectiwa na wanakuwa redirected kwa chupa. So redirection, yes. All right.
Despisation.
Despisation.
You despise.
You get despised.
Yeah. And then you cannot even socialize. Social to the people. Esteem. Yeah.
So you look down on yourself.
Yeah.
Look down on others.
Mm-hmm. And you feel like alone.
Self-pity, wangapi wetu ni watu wa ice cream wakati tukolo? Watu wangapi tunatafutanga ice cream ndio inatupoesha roho wakati tumekuwa rejected?
Ice cream. Cool.
Ama sisi ni wa chips kuku. Kuna wale tunakuaga ice cream ni kawaida, sasa sijui huwa tunatorokea wapi. Kuna wale tunapoteza appetite. Unakuwa anyway, so I think that was nice. I will echo that one more time. It has not only negative but also positive. Yes, maybe the final one, and then we look at the solution.
Okay, another consequence could be social anxiety, whereby, for example, you tend to avoid situations or circumstances that you thinking rejection could be possible or it can happen anytime. Another point also is overanalyzing or generalizing. Maybe you are rejected because of one reason or by one person. Okay, sorry, I'm not shouting. I was saying overanalyzing or generalization, whereby you're rejected by one person, then you, for example, leo tulikuwa tunasema ya tribe, alafu unasema then wote ni, maybe they have that behavior or such.
Wow. For example, kukataliwa na mwanaume mmoja and then useme
yes, tumepewa better English word. Tuna stereotype. Thank you. Those are very nice. Na sasa sisi watu wenye tuna overthinking mpaka saa 9 ya usiku tunakutana online tukiulizana umeua mosquito ngapi? Consequences.
Yes.
What are some of those remedy that then basically actually just looking at our chart here, I feel like by talking about rejection in a way, I feel like we have already addressed the issue of rejection. Because I think from where I stand, I'm already seeing why at first I'm getting rejected. And as a result, I'm already seeing, if only I can do 1, 2, 3, chances of being rejected would be way, way lower. Maybe as a way of just helping us looking at the remedy, let me follow the list. How do we deal with unrealistic expectations? How do you address the issue of unrealistic expectations? You set attainable goals, right? If you are 18 years old and you want to marry at 40, please set a realistic goal. Usiapproach msichana wenyewe at 18 unataka kumuoa akikuwa 40. Set a realistic goal.
40. 40 kweli.
I'm using an exaggerated example to
unrealistic.
Yes. Don't expect a girl to decide for you. Si ni wewe uweke bidii aingie box. Realistic expectations. Meet the requirements. Ama? Yeah. Just meet the requirements. Now, and if you don't meet the requirements, don't kill yourself too.
I have a question, Pasi.
Mm-hmm.
Mpo kwa meeting requirements.
Mm-hmm.
I want to approach someone. How will I know I have met the requirements?
So you ask.
You
Uliza.
ask.
Ama, better, spend time with them.
Okay, so.
Hao watu si nyinyi, watu wengine. This is what they do. Somebody comes and asks, anapenda nini, anafanya nini, and then they go ahead and do exactly that. So don't ask, just what are the requirements? What maybe you need to define the requirements, the basic requirements. Basic requirements need like bare minimum. Maybe she rejected you or he rejected you because you're just you're not a good human being. Yeah, you're a toxic person. So go and ask yourself, what do I want in a girl? Then go be that for yourself, so that as you're going to the other girl or a guy, you're also that person, because it's mostly about grounding yourself in reality. You can't be expecting somebody else to be something that you're not. So yes.
I feel we should simply communicate, because sometimes you find even women don't know what they want. So you can't reject me based on what you don't even know.
I think you're stereotyping when you say women. Not all women. Maybe the one you met did not know what they want, what they wanted. So when you come and say, ata men, see, I can also say men don't know what they want, because sahi anataka light skin, kesho anataka mwenye akona nini.
Okay.
Kesho anataka.
Okay, let me.
I'm preference ina changing. So
I'm trying to understand what would make you change preference, like in a short span.
It's the same thing.
Right now, you're telling me you want these are the characters that you are looking for.
Maybe you.
But the moment I show you that character, you end up changing now the tune.
Maybe you're growing as well. Maybe you, Vinny, maybe you're growing. Maybe kitambo you never used to mind. You never minded dem mwenye anavaa vitu short, and now that you're in a different headspace, that's not what you want. It's the same thing. Right now you're driving a Toyota. Maybe kesho you want a Land Rover. What makes you change in that short time? It's preference in a shinanga iki change.
So for me, I
ground
feel
yourself in reality, meet the basic requirements, and then it goes both ways, for girls and for guys.
So for me, let me speak for the male gender. I feel I will simply set the requirements that I want in you, so that I tend to avoid having to change because you are changing as a woman. So for me to avoid that rejection, nita set standards zangu, and then these are the bare minimums that I want, that I'll be on the lookout for.
Are they realistic?
Yes, very basic things, communication. Because I might come to you as Mary, nikute kwamba you are telling me this is what you want. Somebody mentioned something to do with emotions, hormones. So you see, if I go as per your character, as in as per how you are changing, nitashinda nikichange. Leo ukiwa na emotions fulani, you want me to be a kind man. Ukiwa na emotions fulani, you want me to be the stoic man, you see? So I won't have to keep changing. So what I simply do, I come with my standards. I be on the lookout for what fits my standard, and I pick it up from there.
And to avoid a conversation around preference, for me this is normally what or how I see it. The Bible puts it this way: two cannot walk together unless they agree. So it's not really necessarily an aspect of this should be, this should not be, but now more so of This is who I am, this is who you are, where can we meet? Because ukweli ni, even with my standards, which might, as Mary was saying, might be bare minimum, but for height still doesn't measure up. So it is more of, for me, an agreement rather than a fixed. And that's why I am feeling safe to use the word basic requirement. See, the requirement is not one way. I hope that becomes clear. The requirement is from both sides.
Niko na swali lingine ya mwisho. Mary, okay, venye tumesema, we ask for the expectations, for example. Wale waliniambia ask, Mary asema don't ask. I have asked that thing, si ndio? So which means niki ask nikuulize what do you really look for? Unaniambia maybe let's use the number 5, physical appearance. Napenda mwanaume light skin. So see, I have already been rejected before even I get there. How will I handle that situation?
Aya, kuna wanasema kusaidie kujibu hapo.
Okay, I think when you're going towards something, you should go with an open mind. Yes, you want that thing, but be open. Don't have that higher expectation. Be open, lower the ego and lower the expectation. So that when you go there, wambiwe, these and these, you are already set mentally, physically, psychologically, that it can be a yes or a no, and you'll be comfortable with all of them.
I have a point. When I say don't ask, I don't mean don't ask. I know it sounds complicated, but there are things that you cannot ask. There are things that are bare minimum. We all want, as a lady, not chocolate. As a lady, let me give mine. As a lady, bare minimum requirements me. I want a kind and caring man. First of all, a man who is after God's heart, somebody who's saved. Sindio? Then I want a kind and caring man. I'll just give you those two. Sindio? Your character, itaonyesha if you are those things. But when I say don't ask, we will not tell you. Don't ask. Unajua kuna zile zenye mtu anaunanga tu anauliza kabisa. I've had somebody who went to a friend of mine and they asked, Mary anapendanga nini? So all along this person was ticking the boxes on my checklist because I was feeling like this person is doing exactly. Kumbe akona mwa Kenya. And then later I came to realize they're actually not genuine about it. When she says keep an open mind, I agree with her. But then don't keep an open mind. Keep an open mind to being rejected or accepted. But then I believe that before you pursue something, lazima ukue na confidence level fulani yenye unajua hapa amenionyesha ma green flags, she's likely to say yes. But then when you keep an open mind in pursuing somebody, you will accept anything that comes because you have an open mind. If you say this is what I want, this is what I want, and this, you will not be open in terms of hawezi kuja kwangu na unalewa na una expect it will work out because my mind is not open hapo. You have to be somehow closed off to some things that do not meet your basic bare or minimum requirements.
Yeah, I think I also agree with the keeping open-minded. It can be in two ways. That is, you share your problem or your issues with someone who has an experience so that he advises you on maybe a proper way of handling the same situation. Number two, you also become open-minded to new opportunities. There are so many people around there. So don't just hook up with one area and in the races maybe that door is closed. There are so many other open doors that you are supposed to look at. In addition, let me add also another one. Focus on your self-improvement. That is, use this as a motivation to grow. As a man, I have seen men going below their dignity. Somebody can go to even begging or doing, just be yourself. Yeah, and then look for these other new opportunities. Lastly, take a night to dissect the heart of a rose. That is, have some time to do a meeting with yourself until you know exactly what you want. Thank you so much.
Now, for us to avoid the issue of someone using a checklist in amepata, maybe through someone, why don't we have the most basic form of an engagement. First, we get to know each other. Like we interact first. It's not even maybe me coming direct to you and asking you questions. It could be an event like maybe us going for a hike as youths. That just interaction itself, you know. Sahi ninakuja kwako nimekuona, yes, I've seen the outward appearance of you. I've seen how you carry yourself from the times tunakutana hapa. Yet the social life yako sijaijua. Yeah, you know nothing about that. So I feel like in summary of all this, kitu mimi nimekuja kulearn ni kuengage the most basic. Hatujuani. Sijui beliefs zako, sijui vile unajibeba kwa how you handle yourself, how your last relationship has been. You see? So first, we need to create that room whereby I'm able to create a conversation between ourselves, right? Yeah, so isikue ni kama unafikia tu mtu end, we just want to kuwa pressure, yet you have not created a common ground ya nyinyi kuongea. So in that way, uta-avoid your story na checklist. Because now it will be natural, itakuwa inakuja tu. It will be a hike, hatujajuana, lakini through the interactions, how I see how you are relating with your friends and stuff, I'll just be able to get a common ground ya kufanya nini, ya kuengage.
Thank you.
I feel ni kama hapo ndio most men get it wrong. If I can speak for all the ladies, somebody sees you and then anakuangalia hivi anakuambia tu sahi tu unaona this 1 hour that we've been here, somebody has been spotting you. In their mind, the unrealistic expectation ameshaweka tikia, we have interacted. That chick has not seen you. She does not even know you exist. Hata hakukuona kwa anajua umekaa kando yake. Umemwona, and then you decide, I've seen you, I feel like we vibe. That's how you get rejected. In fact, you get rejected so bad to a point that you cannot even come back. There's no recovery for it. You can't say ati acha basi tuanze. Hakuna kuanza, umezima kabisa. Hii lazima tu shout. Lazima watu wa nyuma wasikie wenye hawapay attention, because you come, you see her, you like the way she talked, you like the way she was sitting proper like a lady. Her bag was just there, her nails were on point. Or maybe she doesn't do nails like me and you like it, you're like, and then you go and you approach and you say, I think I like you, I think we vibe on this level. You get rejected forever. Because one, you don't even know me. What do you like about me? And then I don't even know you. You're not giving me a chance to know you, even not even on friendship level, just on acquaintance like level. I don't even know you. But then you want, and most guys do that. Sindio ladies, they just come and they say, may I like you? I'm like, what did you like? Did you like my body?
Mary, love at first sight.
Hakuna kitu kayo.
Love
at first sight ni yako na mama yako. You saw her and you are like, this is the woman forever. She will be my mother. No other woman will replace her. But you see, so for men, even for men, if I come and I've seen you outside, you're parked next to your Subaru, I'll come and then utakuwa obviously, this chick doesn't like me. She likes the car. Sindio? Like that's how you classify women as gold diggers. Because alikukujia, kwa nini hakuendea wale maboy mwingine? Ama you're driving, whichever car you're driving, ama umepiga luku and I like your shoes. You really can't judge if it's genuine. But for us ladies, if you come hivi tu mara moja, utakuwa tu like, bezee ulipenda nywele yangu. You don't know nothing about me.
So for me, it all goes back to the communication, and it goes out to us also being realistic. And it also for me goes to bit of timing. Buda amewachana mtu hata miezi 2 ijaisha. Bado maybe those attachments are still there, timing. Or mtoto bado ni mwanafunzi wa shule bana. Wacha asome. Timing.